everybody, this is Marie, and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. And today we are going to chat about the cyber attack that occurred a few days ago, and it affected several hospitals and healthcare facilities in several states throughout the US. Now, before we get started, for those interested, I'm gonna be using the Light Seers Tarot. A pretty cool take on uh, the Rider Waite. It's like a contemporary version. Check it out, guys. So, and also, I want to say thank you to my new, my current subscribers on YouTube, on BitChute, on Rumble. You guys have been so awesome. I am so grateful to 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 have you guys with me on this journey. It means so much. You have no idea. And I just appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm sure you've heard. I saw this information, this news posted on Disclosed TV. So if you're new to this channel, I use Disclosed TV quite a bit. They are on Telegram along with other social media outlet. They have a website as well. They have some pretty cool and reliable news. So I use them as a thumbnail most of the time because for some reason, every time that I will put a link on the description box, uh, YouTube seems to make my channel a little bit difficult to be seen. so with that, so that's the whole spiel on that. So yeah, a few days ago, cyber attack affected several hospitals and healthcare facilities in the U.S. and throughout. So we kind of want to look around what's going on there. There have been cyber attacks in the past. We've seen how they've messed up with the supply chain, with the gas situation. They've done their numbers, their handiwork before, like I think before the pandemic or during. I forgot. Somebody comment, please. But I know they've done something somewhere uh, that affected the supply chain, and I know that at least the refinery and the distribution at one point. So I know this is not their first offense, right? If we're really paying attention, so there've been some attacks before. Different industry though, not particularly the healthcare. So let's see what's going on there. The Let's see what the course wants to share about that, because I'm not, this is not my field, right? I don't know much about the healthcare industry, about the pharmaceutical industry, and I don't know why that cyber attack took place. Are they hiding something? Are they destroying evidence? All is possible at this point, right? So let's see what the cards wants to share about the cyber attack that affected several hospitals and healthcare facilities, several states throughout the US. Let's see. So first card is Four of Wands. That's interesting. It's a celebration. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Situation. The Hierophant. Recent past. The Knight of Cups. Present. So for those interested, I'm using the Kachina spread. Seven of Cups. Potential outcome. Nine of Wands. Clarification. Two of Swords as clarification. So we ask, What's the cards wants to share about the cyber attack? Um, so usually the Four of Wands is a celebration card. It's a coming together card, right? Is you see this tent here. It's kind of like a circus where everybody can come together and be who you are and be celebrated for who you are, kind of thing. Celebration. And then here, so we ask what this is about. Four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles is a card about conservation, trying to keep power, trying to conserve what they have. That's interesting. Keep power, huh? Keep what they have, because Pentacle also not only deals with money and evidence, but status, power, keeping money, amassing. So we all know before that the pharmaceutical company, the healthcare industry have not been forthcoming. They have not kept to their oath, Hippocratic oath. They have gone above and beyond to hurt people, and we've seen that during the pandemic, right? So Two of Swords. So Two of Swords, it looks like they're going through some shift here, because Swords is about truth, words, information. So there's two truths competing with one another. One truth is about, do we continue as one? Like two competing ideas, right? Do we continue as before, or do we have to do we shift? Do we change? So there's a decision here that needs to be made. So we're asking, what are the cards wants to share? So it looks like, people are waking up. People are coming together, and I'm seeing this theme here, where there's a shift in energy, where people are coming together as a whole, and really paying attention. There's a shift here of energy. Really noticing, what those pharmaceutical, healthcare, whatever hospitals have been doing. And I think people are seeing them for what they are: money grabbing, wanting to keep in power, wanting to be the one and all, authority about anything that's related to medical, right? And they're coming at this point where, I guess not only the people in the healthcare industry have to make a choice about, do they want to continue with this kind of bull, or they want to make change. And same thing with, patients, people who are chronic disease and all that. I think people are coming to, they have to make a choice. Do they continue on to support this type of industry, or do they seek out all their alternative with other healers, with other, so it looks like, I think the card is answering itself another way. Again, the Hierophant in the background. So usually you see this gentleman, he looks like he's a truth seeker looking for enlightenment. Yes, that can be it, but in this particular situation, the Hierophant is the bad guy. The Hierophant holds knowledge. The Hierophant holds to power. So the Cabal have had their way for a very long time, because now we know that true knowledge, true medicine, is in the herbs. A lot of those, like the dandelion is something that's very good for your heart. It's very good, and they have been trying to destroy that knowledge, right? You guys probably need to check out the Roundup, that lawsuit, and how they've been suppressing information, basically. That's it in a nutshell. How the dandelion is really helpful to your heart. It's really helpful to stop, certain diseases. We can go on, but again, with the Hierophant, the bad guys, right? The Cabal, they have gone, the Rockefellers, they have changed the medical industry to only teach what they want the world to know, what they want the medical people to know. And in doing that, it have distorted the whole field, so to speak. Now the Knight of Cups. So again, Knight of Cups is movement card. So there's a movement, there's a shift in emotion here. Like, people are losing faith. You know, every time that you see the Knight of Cups, it's movement, is a shift in emotional awareness, emotional energy, because the Knight, uh, what motivates them, what takes what drives them to battle, or what drives them to action is emotion, right? So there's a shift here. People see that, you know, the way of the old is no longer working, because there's proof, there's information out there to show that the old way is not working. They cannot rely on the science. You cannot rely on what a particular group is saying, the CDC and so forth, because they have not been truthful. So there's been a shift going on, and that shift has been exposing, showing to the world the dysfunction. Because the Seven of Cups can be about choice, it can be about options, it can be also about dysfunction, delusions. So all of this is to show, uh, you know, the delusion, dysfunction of that particular industry. So the card is not answering what's going on about the cyber attack. It's just highlighting the dysfunction of the whole industry as a whole. So I think that's how the cards wants people to approach it. You know, uh, so uh, I guess so. The nine of wands is usually a card of being resilient, being perseverant, being patient, and know that. So it looks like with that nine of wands, that tells me that the industry itself, in it itself, is not, it's not in for the long haul. It looks like it's about to collapse at any moment with that nine of wands, because you know, uh, the nine is like one step ahead, one uh, one away from total collapse. So it's not far, because I think we've seen, again, going back to the pandemic, whatever had occurred, how the people have treated a particular group of people who did not want to take the cure. I mean, they have really shown their ugly heads. And so it looks like the industry as a whole is on the brink. And again, highlighting the dysfunction, and also wanted to show there's a choice that needs to be made, not only as a people, right, but as an industry. They're going to have to make a choice. How they're going to proceed. Are you going to stick with the old, or embrace new ideas, really make some reform, really make some changes, not to help not only to help the industry, but to help, you know, the population, the world as a whole. So okay, okay, that's pretty cool. um so what else is the card wants to share about this thing? I mean, I guess maybe at this point, advice for people in the medical industry, because you know the cards have been consistent about this. What advice for people in the medical industry, hospital, medical, healthcare industry, about, clearly there's a lot going on right now. What advice for people in the healthcare, medical field, healthcare, hospital? What advice? What advice? So Five of Swords. Okay. Ace of Cups. Uh, Wheel of Fortune in the past, recent past. Nine of Wands again is showing up as the present. Five of Cups, another five. So Five of Swords, Five of Cups. Five of Cups, potential outcome. Judgment, Seeing the Judgment. So, wow, two major arcana. Okay, and Queen of Wands as clarification. So we're asking advice. Uh, so the Five of Swords is about using underhanded tactics to hurt other, not being truthful, not being honest, and not being ethical. And quite frankly, uh, that card also can represent violence. It can represent uh, going above and beyond to hurt somebody. So that's the Five of Swords. But overall, I call it using underhanded tactics. I think we've seen that. That's without a doubt. And I think because of those underhanded tactics, that's that industry, that field, those group of people have used. A lot of people have waken up judgment. People, uh, yeah, fully aware because the judgment card is a major arcana. It's there for all to see, right? And because of that, new awakening, new emotional awareness, a lot of people are awakened to the truth, to what's happening. Yeah, there's always going to be a percentage of people not there yet, right? But for the most part, based on the treatment, I mean, even the Karens, the people that have gone above and beyond to hurt, to force the vaccine, to shame people, but I mean, we've seen those videos, right? It had really created a big shift. Uh, Ace of Cups is about new beginning. It's about a shift in energy, in emotional awareness, specifically, right? It could be good news. So there's going to be some shift uh, uh, pertaining that industry eventually. And because the reason why I'm saying that, not only the Ace of Cups, because Ace of Cups can be about fertility as well, giving birth to something new. And then the Queen of Wands is about being authentic, shifting energy, being real charismatic, being real for the people. Uh, Again, that's pretty awesome because one is about fire, shift, movement, motivation, all that. So when you combine all those two cards ahead, it looks like there's going to be a shift happening in the medical industry as the years, months to come, because the Ace usually take about a year or so. So as we proceed, things are going to be shifting. Eventually, the dysfunction won't be able to sustain itself, right? So it's going to become something a little bit more authentic, more real, more helpful, more grounded, right? And and in the past, I think we've seen that going on. A lot of exposure, a lot of truth coming out about Fauci, about the Wuhan, about uh, um, uh, the jabs, about the mask. I mean, we can go on and on, but this had been a major shift with the Wheel of Fortune. You know, who would have thought Fauci was revered as the science, and now we've seen what he's done to animals. Bugles. I mean, come on, who hurts those? Anywho, whatever. But so this his fortune have changed for the worse. Information is coming out everywhere, and the same thing for the medical industry as a whole, that they have been silencing people left and right. So again, is to say, advice, the Nine of Wands, they're holding on by a thread because the Nine of Wands is being resilient, even though they're losing credibility left and right as the days goes on, major shift against them. But they're still holding on, still trying to maintain, everything is cool as cucumber, but their hits, you know, the confidence is no longer there for the most part, right? So it's on the brink of collapse, the industry as a whole. And then Nine of Cups outcome, a lot of people are going to be disappointed when they find out the truth. Yeah, the medical field can help you mend bones, they can help you with a lot of stuff, but they don't really treat cancer, they don't really treat lupus, they don't really treat, I mean, all this is coming out. They're creating drugs to 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 uh kind of like keep you alive enough to make more money off of you, but not well enough to be cured. kind of thing. So a lot of people are going to become very disappointed with the field in general and awaken. And they're going to be wanting something more sustainable, more real, more authentic, more true, you know, uh, besides this dysfunction, whatever. That's there for all to see, right? Again, I'm seeing the Hierophants showing up again. So yeah, so Hierophant again, the bad guys, the cabal, whatever. This group, Rockefeller, who started the medical field, whatever. The research is there for all to see. They're gonna be Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is about the truth is gonna come out very incrementally. It's not gonna be coming out in a splash. It's gonna be coming little by little. That uncomfortable truth is gonna be coming out, whether you want to hear it or not. Again, every time you see Page of Sword, it's a message, it's a signal, it's a new beginning, it's a pivot. It's not gonna be big, but every day, every week you're gonna be hearing information. So the card did not answer us about the cyber attack thing. It just answered in a completely different way. But here you have it. That's how the card decided to chat it away. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. Uh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.